Hey there, everyone. It's Denise Salcedo. Welcome back to the Up Next Fighting YouTube channel. Standing with me right now is James Acosta. James, it's so nice to have you out here. You're not a stranger to Up Next Fighting. However, you have a massive fight coming up on UNF 7. Talk to us a little bit about that fight and your history with Up Next.
Well, every fight to me is very important. It does not matter who you fight. It's still a big fight every time. And so I'm ready. I'm ready to take on my opponent. I know my opponent's tough, and I mean, for the most part, we're all tough. But I know he's pretty tough. He has a good little right hand of his. So I'm just ready. I'm excited. I'm always excited. I'm always excited to challenge because that's the reason why we train hard is so we could meet these challenges. And yeah, I'm not a stranger to Up Next. I'm always excited to fight Up Next. Up Next is great. It's awesome. The way they set up everything, it's amazing.
So talk to us a little bit about your preparation. How have you been preparing for this fight that may be similar or different to some of your prior preparation?
Well, I mean, for the most part, especially from the gym that I train at CMMA. We always training is religiously. It's like it's no camp or no this. Like nah, is you fight or not, we train. We train. Obviously, we have a fight coming up. The intensity is gonna go up a little bit more compared to not having a fight because we have a fight.
Yeah.
That's the thing. But other than that, like now we stay training. Our goal is to stay ready, regardless of whether we have a fight in 6 weeks or we have a fight in 2 days. We stay ready, and that's just the way we train. Yeah.
I love that. That's the way of life, huh? Keep it going, keep the wheels spinning. All right, so talk to me a little bit about your background in MMA. How long have you been involved in the sport?
Well, so I started martial arts since I was 6 years old, and I started doing karate and taekwondo. Then when I turned 11, I started doing Muay Thai and kickboxing. Obviously, I went to high school, kind of stopped, but right after high school, I went straight into martial arts again, and I actually went to MMA. I joined this gym called Legends MMA back in like 2006, 2007. And that's the moment I decided I'm gonna train. It was for me to fight. So it's always been that way. So I've been doing this for a while now. Yeah.
Well, what inspired you at 6 years old to say, hey, I'm going to get involved in this sport?
So what happened is one night I was watching Bloodsport, and it's Jean-Claude Van Damme. And since I was a kid, I was like, dude, Mom, I want to do that. And that was it. That's just how I got into karate and taekwondo. Yeah.
I love that. I mean, I can't blame you, honestly. Like, you see that and you're like, yeah, I want to do the same thing, right?
Yeah. Cause I mean, he's just, in the movie, he's like, oh, he's so cool. And, so I want to do that too.
Isn't it crazy how a movie could literally shape your entire life and some of the biggest decisions that you can make?
No, yeah, it is. Obviously, back then, I didn't think about it like that. But now,
Yeah, of course.
I mean, like 30 years later, it's like, oh, wow, that one moment switched my whole life.
Yes,
Yeah.
it really did. Man, that's so cool. All right, so let's talk about short and long-term goals because clearly, you're here, you're looking to get a win at Up Next. What are your short-term goals in MMA and what are some of your long-term goals?
So short term is basically win every fight. I mean, obviously, that's everyone's goals, but for me, it's more like, all right, I need to win every fight, but not just to win, but like win in certain areas. Like, all right, I gotta do this better. I gotta win my fight, but doing this better and that. So those are the small ones, and obviously long term is obviously becoming world champion and well, where my point of life is now is more like, all right, so here's my career, here's my life. Now it's not only beating the best fighters there, but now it's kind of like, here's my story. Have someone, at least one person, see my story and get inspired by my story.
I love that.
Yeah.
I really love that. And my last question to you is, outside of MMA, what is it that people can find you doing when you're not training, when you're not fighting?
I mean, life is pretty boring without training and fighting, to be honest. So it's kind of hard. But other than the normal life, like working and stuff, if I have a day for myself, no training, no anything, you probably just catch me maybe at the beach, maybe snowboarding, or most likely, to be honest, most likely just at home playing video games, to be honest.
Just chilling. I love it. I love it. Well, James, it was so nice to chat with you here today. Good luck at Up Next Fighting, and we'll catch you guys on the next vid.